Well, Tucker Carlson was canceled about a week ago, but the attacks and the leaks from someone inside Fox News continue. He's been hit with a series of video, text message, and email leaks, making it look like he's guilty of misogyny, sexism, and even racism. Carlson himself is unable to respond, but Megyn Kelly has been defending him. Here she is on her podcast earlier this week.
It wasn't enough to fire their number one star. In my opinion, Fox News seems determined to absolutely ruin him, to ruin his reputation, to make him unemployable, and ideally, in their view, to make his audience turn on him so that they won't follow him wherever he goes next.
You know, we all know that this campaign is going on, so it's pretty clear from what we've been seeing in the past few days. Somebody wants to bring him down. Now, Megyn gave her reason on why she thinks this is all happening.
He still has a very massive audience, so he has to be destroyed, you see. Otherwise, somebody could employ him. His audience is mad. We have to make the audience see. We fired Bill O'Reilly because he got paid $69 million in sexual harassment settlements. You have to understand that, audience.
Now, Megyn Kelly says that Tucker has been given no explanation for why he was fired. None. Nothing specific yet. And she says that he does not, she does not say if she's spoken directly with Tucker, but we do know that she and Tucker do share the same lawyer. So maybe there's...
Yeah, and she used to work at Fox,
right.
So she kind of knows the inner workings. And, you know, Megyn is actually naming a Fox executive for orchestrating this entire thing. Her name, Irina Brigante, you see her in the photo. She is the head of Fox's PR shop. Take a listen.
This is absurd. Okay, this is absurd. This is a destruction campaign, and the media is going along with it without one thought for how they're participating in what is an internal work dispute, allowing themselves to be used as tools of Irina Brigante, who runs the Fox evil communications department, and her bosses, who are clearly allowing all of this.
Well, in a response to Newsmax, Brigante, to be clear, denies all of these allegations. You can see her response here saying this is completely false and an outright lie.
Joining us now for more on this, former California congressman and Truth Social CEO Devin Nunes. Great to see you. Devin, also with us, Hogan Gidley, former national press secretary for the Trump campaign and former principal deputy press secretary in the Trump White House. Hogan, great to see you as well.
Hi, gentlemen.
Great to be with you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so Devin, first to you on this one. Do you think it's a fair way to describe this as a character assassination, an attempt by Fox News to sabotage any future endeavors by Tucker Carlson?
Well, look, I give Fox credit for actually responding to a Newsmax request and going on the record denying this. But one thing is clear: someone is leaking multiple behind-the-scenes tapes, both video and audio tapes, to try to destroy Tucker Carlson. Now, we would know that it would have to be Fox News that would have that information. But look, Fox has its right to respond. We don't know what the situation with Tucker is. Megyn Kelly seems like she's in the know, possibly talking to Tucker's people. But as of right now, it stands that Tucker is still employed, and it seems like they're going through some type of, trying to figure out the separation. And Tucker has been quiet since, I guess, about a week ago, since he took and put a post out on social media.
He can't say anything. I mean, he really can't be defending himself, Hogan, and that sort of is the, unfairness of this, the lopsided thing. There's somebody internally possibly leaking stuff, and he's hamstrung. So defamation, or we don't see anything coming out about Don Lemon. What do you make of this, what appears to be just a, hit job?
It's a coordinated campaign, no question about it. Devin's absolutely right about Megyn, but also she's in the know because she used to work there, and she's been in some of these fights and in some of these rooms, had some of these same conversations with a lot of folks. So she understands what's going on here. Tucker was a titan in the industry, no question about it, and he'll be just fine. He's going to carry those viewers for them wherever he decides to go. But that's really the play here, it seems, by Fox, is to say, wait a minute. We know that these 3 million plus viewers every night are tethered to Tucker. What can we do to separate that relationship? What can we do to tarnish Tucker, to make it impossible for those 3 million people to go anywhere else and stay right home at Fox News? I mean, you two wonderful anchors obviously have a big portion of the Newsmax followers who just watch this for y'all. So it makes sense that the higher ups understand that. And they know that viewers really do feel like they build relationships with hosts. So someone is trying to systematically ruin those relationships. And remember, these leaks are all going kind of to the same entities. And Devin hit on another good point. Who has these tapes and who benefits from them getting out there? Those are the two questions, I think, that once answered, you'll know the truth.
In a very counterintuitive sort of way, Tucker seems to be benefiting from this. More people are coming to his defense. We seem to be benefiting from this. His audience, a lot of them tuning in over here. And I think, from our perspective, Fox News is the one with the shovel right now. They keep digging themselves in a deeper and deeper hole. We're not going to take the shovel away from them. You see the headline here from the Washington Post, Devin. Fox News is bleeding viewers at 8 p.m. after ousting Tucker Carlson. And it's not just at 8 p.m.
Yeah, I think the key here for people to remember, it's also the demographic. So Tucker Carlson was one of the few shows that was on Fox that was getting that 25 to 54-year-old demographic, which is the key demographic that advertisers like. Now, I think Fox and others would say, well, Tucker was being banned. We could only get MyPillow to advertise. I think, just like a lot of conservative outlets, including Newsmax and Truth Social and everybody else, have this problem. But Tucker Carlson was really bringing those 25 to 50-year-olds, that key demographic, and that is where I think the biggest concern for Fox lies, because that has collapsed. They went from number 1 to number 3. The last time I saw the numbers, they're now below both MSNBC and CNN in that key demographic.
Yeah, the demos are everything.
It's also weird to make the argument at the same time saying Tucker's a horrible person. We really knew this all along. But you promoted him on just every platform you had as the best thing since sliced bread. So they're in a weird spot as Fox on this one.
Yeah. Hands down.
Yeah,
he's probably got more promotion time than anybody on the network.
Yeah, also, guys, I think something that's weird, too, that they put out, it's almost like whoever is leaking these out lives in kind of a left-wing vacuum. Because one of those tapes that leaked out was Tucker Carlson redoing the famous Bill O'Reilly from back in the day when he was on, what was it, Inside Edition? With
Yes.
Yeah. That all of us have seen. It's hysterical. But somebody was in a vacuum to think, oh, my God, look at what Tucker did. Let's put this out there, not knowing it was a joke, and it actually makes Tucker look funny.
I do that once a week, at least.
No, you don't.
Yes, not the joking part.
The joking part, yeah.
Do it live.
But let's talk a little bit more about Arena Brigante. This is Megyn Kelly's take, and again, she was one of the biggest hosts on Fox News. Was inside. This is what she's saying about this PR woman.
Or what about Irina Brigante's? Let's see her text messages. I'm sure they're absolutely lovely. Although I know firsthand she tries to do all her business by phone so that her fingerprints won't be everywhere. That's why it's very difficult for Irina to file a defamation lawsuit, because we'd actually start subpoenaing everybody she talks to, and they'd have to give up the goods. Right now, I guarantee you Fox is threatening people if they write stories about me accusing Irina Brigante, because she hates to see her name in print. The people who come for you in this way, James, they're cowards. They're happy to smear you. But as soon as you turn the tables and start talking about them by name and their misdeeds, totally different story.
I want to give you each 30 seconds to respond to that. Obviously, this is not the first time her name's come up. Megyn also talked about during the sexual harassment scandal that Fox had that women were afraid to come forward because they were afraid they'd be smeared by Arena. That's Megyn Kelly's claim. Hogan, to you first, and then Devin.
Well, look, obviously this is a PR problem for Fox News. The real question for them is, though, how do they survive after this? Bill O'Reilly, they took a gamble. They got rid of him, and they talked about all of his salacious relationships and the payouts they had to do to women, and people thought Fox was going to tank. And then they slide Tucker into that spot, and guess what? It becomes successful again. So who knows what happens after all this is said and done. But the fact is, the viewers that Tucker has are loyal. It remains to be seen whether or not they are loyal to him versus loyal to the network.
Devin, just 20 seconds here, though, but it does seem like there's a pattern here that Fox has orchestrated before.
Well, look, the difference is this isn't 7 years ago.
Right.
Today we have places like Truth Social and Rumble. So Tucker has, probably better alternatives where he could probably make more money and actually have a larger audience.
Yeah.
And a $100 million offer from a podcasting company in Florida yesterday. Devin, great to see you. Hogan, great to see you as well. Take care, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you both.